Well, while the episode's previously queued up and ready to go, including the FAFO announcement, this is the FAFO recovery. We fooled around and found out about not saving at the end of every episode. So we're back to 1931, February, starting this game from scratch. And that is the start point we got. So, again, we're going to take and rename our companies right back to what they were before. Calico Western for the main company, Road and Rail. And then we will have another company, which is, of course, Eastern Transports. Spin the map so that it is in the right direction. North is this way, as we're looking at the map. The dividing river will again be our dividing point between the two companies by agreement early. Let's go ahead and rename our company. Again, you can do that as you've seen me do these clicks. It should show you how you can set up a company. That lets you set up companies for either scenarios that you want to play down the road with buddies using a map, or maybe you want to set up a map and say, "Hey guys, choose a company." Of course, you're going to be the main one if you're the host. But hey, you can do that kind of stuff, guys. Remember, it can be played online. It is different. I have not tried the online version uh, of Simutrans. Don't Part of it is I just don't have the buddies to do it with. I want to do it with buddies so that I'm not getting screamed at for screwing up a game by guys who are hardcore gamers. I'm not hardcore. I'm not even softcore. What core am I? Rotten. I'm a rotten core gamer. Yeah. So again, Eastern Transports. And I was thinking maybe of adding another company, but we'll see. Now, Eastern does get that at 1,500 bonus for being started this late in the game. As we found out, Eastern's got a heavier burden to take and fight, so we may have a different setup on that. Also, I may go with a different setup where we skip that power line. Then again, maybe we should. That proved effective. We are in free play mode, which allows us to go into bankruptcy and fight our way back, so we can chapter 11 rather than the dreaded chapter 13. Reorganize instead of discombobulate. Public Service Commission has a pretty hefty negative balance there already at that point in the game. That's what a year costs them. It ain't cheap to be Public Service Commission. They go through 1.1 million a year for those roads. So we've got to start using some of their roads to get them some road toll back, and we'll see that come up. Public Service Commission never exists to make money. Never. I have been tempted to take and see about getting some buddies together and see if one guy will play Public Service Commission and lay roads and rail sections, tying them into the other guys' networks. Claiming that these businesses have to be served by only across their network. But that would be interesting to see if you can make the Public Service Commission make money. The problem is that the one way that it used to make money was if you had the PSC do the power, and it doesn't make money on power anymore, which is sad. But that's to try to encourage players to utilize the power lines, which can be both tough and easy depending upon the map. This map, as we saw, could be a little bit of both. So we've got our players set up again. Again, we're going to start with Calico Western, and again, Calico Western, we're going to do the same basic stunt. we're going to set it up this time with, I'm thinking a loop. We are going to do something different. This time Calico Western's going to be the one doing the electric. And that might make this a little bit more fun. So I've laid the baseline, get my lists to where I want them to pair when we use them. There's my baseline first. Again, we're just going to do the back and forth initially. Should have just went straight to that. Below that, because I just realized that doesn't line up. There he is. And what we're going to do is down the road, we're going to build this as a loop, bring him back up and bring him back in the backside, and have maybe 2 trains running on a loop as electrics. And with a secondary here that we'd have 2 feeders and then over. That might even let us put 3 trains out and see if we can keep it running and going for that. So first things up, get that station going, and the station over here. Again, same thing, we're going to try to take and put our depot over here. So we're going to break off at this point right there. Bring him down to here, drop him down, and this time we're going to actually take the rail depot out just a little bit. I really shouldn't do it this way, but we're not going to actually build the depot there initially. Initially, it's going to be right there. We will cancel out the depot down the road. Do need to do the renames on our industries back to what we had them at. But we're going to change the names a little bit. We're going to call this the upper voltage power. Upper voltage river power. And then this will become lower voltage. There we go. And with this set, now we need to take and put in the electrification because we said we were going to go electric. Unpause the game, start eating some costs here. Should have unpaused after I've named the stations. Go ahead and rechange our station name to that's the upper voltage power yard. There we go. Get that locomotive. We're going to go with one of these, and how many cars can we put behind it? Well, it comes down to 36 kilometers real fast. But we're not caring about speed. Start him there, end him there, 100% load, go. Again, this was our CW RR. The upper voltage river collier. I showed you how to take and name trains before. We dispatched him out there. So we're not going to bother naming them. We'll name ships for certain. We might name locomotives down the road. And and that gets that going. And then to boost our growth initially, again, we're going to grab the road, extend the road. We do have to do a little bit more work on the bit. We're going to do it as a dirt road. I don't care. We're going to put a bus stop there, a bus stop there, a bus stop here, a bus stop out here. One there and one there. So that will give us 5 in town plus the 1 at the mine. You know what? I'm going to call this a different name this time too. This is going to be voltage peaks. No, plateau. Voltage plateau. Carbons. There we go. And yes, I'll check the spelling on plateau while I'm out. I know I probably have spelled it wrong. Just because this is a FAFO session. I fooled around. I found out I'm having to start from scratch. And because we have learned our lesson, open this at the end of the episode, which we're now at. Hit that big save button, and we are going to call this Econo Twain because I'm running 2 different economies here. But nope, this is B try 001. I always love it when I don't see A because it says, "Oh, you was a bad boy, Dave." I mean, if you look at my saves, I'm actually pretty good about saving normally. Normally, I don't always show it on screen when I make a vid, but I do save a lot. A whole lot. Look at all these games I've played over the years. Yeah, there's a reason I'm in the 4,000 range of hours in this game. All right, guys. Hey, I'm Cali Jack. You're definitely having a better day than I had when I found out that the crash took out the autosave game. I thought that it crashed after it crashed as it saved. So, good luck. Happy gaming.